All right, it's 9 o'clock. We'll get rolling here, guys. Thank you, everyone that's joined, and good morning. Reminder that if you can't stay for the whole meeting, or if you have other foremen on the job site that weren't able to attend, these are recorded and they get sent out later in an email, and you can find them on our YouTube channel as well. Um, so I know it's been a while since I've talked to you guys. I think the last meeting was the quarterly foreman's meeting last month. I was on vacation, so I'm pretty sure Sean Leahy covered some safety items there. But we'll roll right into it. So we're at the end of the first month, obviously, of the year. So far this year, we've had four injuries, none that are recordable, which is good. That's obviously a good thing. Nonetheless, we still don't want to have any injuries at all. Some of the notable injuries this year, one was an eye injury that we see far too often with safety glasses still on, and not doing one of the tasks that we require to wear face shields. Somebody still got poked in the eye. That was somebody feeding wires into a 12 by 12 can. One of the wires went right under the glasses, poked in the eye. We see it very frequently, and just because we don't require face shields for everything, if somebody's doing work and they think, hey, something might poke me in the eye, these safety glasses aren't worth a damn right now, switch over to a face shield. We can't think of everything that's going to require it. So you should have them on your job sites if readily available if people want them. If you don't have them, reach out to me or Dave Folsom. We can send some out to you. Another one that we had was a trip and fall, which we don't see them that often because generally speaking, most of the GCs we work for keep clean and safe job sites for the most part. But this one was an employee stepping off of a roof depression on unfinished floor, and a bolt and a nut were sticking out of the concrete, and he tripped on that and twisted his ankle, landed on his back, and hurt his back. No lost time there, but he did have to rest a little bit and ice it back up for a couple days to get back to full capacity. We did have one laceration where somebody's working on a walkable ceiling. And if anybody's worked on these walkable ceilings before, you know that there's a bunch of low hanging pipes, threaded rod, hangers, what have you. This kid was working up on a walkable ceiling, scraped his back on threaded rod. They do make caps for threaded rod if we're leaving things up there and the guy's going to be working around it for a while. You can put electrical tape around the ends of things. You can buy the little caps to pop on there. But especially on walkable ceilings in tight areas like that, we should be looking out for those small things. We did have one other employee was pulling wire and just felt a sharp tweak in his back. That's the story you hear all the time. Somebody tweaked their back while pulling wire. It's hard to avoid because it happens. It could be someone that runs triathlons and is in very good shape and did stretch and flex that morning and is feeling great. And sometimes one little wrong move can tweak somebody's back. Luckily, this didn't result in a blown out back where they're out of work or anything. But like I said, none of these incidents resulted in being a recordable, meaning that it had. If it's a recordable, that means it's an injury that results in death, days away from work, job transfer, or treatment beyond first aid, meaning you had to go to the ER, stitches, what have you, or loss of consciousness. Like I said, though, that doesn't mean we that's something to celebrate. We still want to prevent injuries, especially with the giant jobs we have coming up. And if anybody's worked on, Volpe in the past, the BI, MIT, Harvard, those jobs that are massive, you'll know that there's a lot of injuries, sometimes a couple a week. And that's our goal this year, is not only to prevent recordable injuries and lower our mod, which I'll get to in a minute, but is to prevent injuries altogether. The ones that are the little scrapes, the cuts, the ones that don't result necessarily in lost time or go on our OSHA log or result in a worse EMR, we still want to prevent all of them. Good news, though, our EMR did go down to 0.82. What that means for us is we're looking good. National averages for each industry is based on a 1. Being below that 1 is fantastic. Being above it means you're worse than the other ones in your region and in your industry. We're down to a 0.82. That's the lowest it's been since 2012, way before my time. But I know that because I can look at the history of stuff. 0.82 is the lowest we've been since 2012. Like I said, and that's not just a testament to us in the office, maintaining injury logs and doing the paperwork and whatnot. That's you guys. What really helped this year, lower our mod, was foreman PMs finding work for people to do to come back to work when they're out injured. The win-win goal when somebody goes out on workers' comp, the win for the employee and for the employer is to get them back to work as soon as they're healthy enough to, and find them tasks that they can do. So a lot of foremen and PMs helped us last year digging into what actually is a journeyman's scope of work. What is pertaining to, what are they capable of doing beyond just, the pipe, the hard stuff. If they're restricted to just doing, one task that the doctor mentions, that might actually still be in their scope of work. So it's not much of a restriction. So being creative and getting people back to work and being accommodating to their restrictions has been huge for us. And this lower EMR is going to help us win more work as well when things get competitive. Next thing I want to talk about is pre-task plans. I know you guys get the email every morning that goes out around 5-ish. You should be filling those out. We do look at them. Not like I'm trying to say we know who's not doing them and know who's doing them. We do, but that's not the point of us looking at them. We pull data off of that. I pull matrices out of that to see what the most hazards you guys are reporting on the job sites are, what most PPE you guys are using, things of that nature. So if you could please, take the 30 seconds in the morning to fill those out. I know some guys, the general foreman may fill it out and there's a couple foremen under him and he's covering all of them. You should still fill it out, the other foreman as well. It doesn't take much time, and we really do appreciate it and require it for that matter too, for you guys to fill them out. So please take the time to look into that as well. I don't have much more this week. I know, or this month rather. I know our next meeting is scheduled for February 29th. If anybody has any topics that they would like discussed, please feel free, reach out to me, give me a call. I have been walking jobs, not as much as I'd like to, unfortunately. There's a lot of paperwork to do too. I gotta get that done as well. But what I have seen on job sites in the past, month, it has been fantastic. Even on the jobs where maybe the GC is not as strict about safety as other ones, we're still up our end. We still have, our requirements that I'd like to see. So you guys are doing a great job, and I appreciate that. And everybody here, management side of the office above me, they definitely appreciate it from you guys as well. I hope you hear it often, because you guys deserve to hear it. That's all I have for this month. Again, I think the next meeting, let me look, February 29th is the next scheduled meeting. Thank you guys. I'll stop yapping now.